he's like, well, go in there, here's a night that Mama made for you. Go in there, put it on, come back in. And she goes and puts it on, comes back, gets in the bed, and she don't know from fucking sex at all. And homeboy is like, you know, married soldier boy, fucked many times and shit. Army, I think he's Army. And he goes for it, and she freaks out, rightfully so, because nobody bothered to explain to her. They're like, hey, I'm gonna put my wiener in you. Like, no, she was just like, and then the
that
next
kind
day,
of really informative sex education. Someday, someone will put their wiener in you.
I don't know. I mean, don't you give someone a heads up before you put your wiener in? You're married, but you don't just like, hey man, boom. You know? I mean, it's always like some kind of warning in my house. It's like, I want to fuck. You know, she's like, I wish you were more romantic about it. I'm like, I want to fuck honey.
You're talking about it at the exact moment where it's like you're messing around for a while and then you're just like about to put it in. I mean, you don't like.
No, like this motherfucker, she literally got into bed. They turned off the lights and she was like, good night, because like in her world, like that was like, oh my God, we're married and sleeping in bed. This is so tawdry. And he was like, you don't know from tawdry. And they're like, why couldn't he have just said to her like, hey man, I'm gonna pop it.
Yeah, that would definitely change.
We're just like, I'm gonna weenie you up. It doesn't have to be hard, like I want to stick my cock in your fuck till it comes. But just like, be like, I would like to weenie it up with you. And if she didn't know, that'd be a good look. Yeah. If she was like, weenie it up, what's
a wiener?
Yeah. And he's like, weenie it up. Goddamn it.
Well, weenie it up.
Yeah. I'm gonna put my weenie up here. Oh, okay, do little. What's a weenie?
There wasn't communication.
Not at all. I always felt bad for him in that scene because it wouldn't have taken much for him to just be like, I mean, he should have suspected. Chick's like 12, 13 years old. He assumes that she knows what's about to happen. He really should have just been like, hey man, like this.
So once again, like at what point do we start to think that he's a good dude?
We're gonna try to figure it out together, man. Hey, turn me around. I'll call mine or shot it. I tell you.
So we've skipped to chapter 7.
This happens in the first 8 minutes. So he goes to get her eggs next morning after they fuck, and she's all steamy in bed looking at him. She all her clothes on now with the sheets pulled up, and just pissed at him and shit, and feel like it almost like he's certainly not like newlyweds, almost like he hit me, but he hadn't hit her yet. That was coming.
Gotcha.
And he brings her food, and he gives her food, and she's like, these eggs are runny. And he's just like, God damn it, Loretta, why can't you, blah, 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 blah. And she's just like, starts bitching at him about, fucking you, what you did to me, blah, blah. People know what we're doing in here. And he's like, it's a motel, Loretta, everybody knows what's going on in here, He does it way better each time. And then she bitches about the eggs, and he fucking whips the tray kind of at her. He doesn't throw it at her, it's on her lap, and she fucking gives her one of these with a sharp hand.
Thread.
And, but if the tray hits her, technically he hit her.
Gotcha.
So, strike one, as per what her dad said. And then he fucking tells her that.
Does he actually hit her, or is that your hit?
Well, that counts.
Okay.
If I fucking.
I mean, that's fine. Okay.
Technically, I didn't hit you, but.
I don't know if I feel like Loretta Lynn right now.
If you do, pull the sheets up higher.
Why don't you do that?
Because I want to wiener it up already.
I don't think it's fun to wiener it up.
Well, it's really funny fun for me to wiener it up already. I put on Mama's nightgown and get in my shirt.
Your Mama's nightgown. That's so fucked up.
Any part of any of this doesn't sound fucked up. But that's the world they live in. That's the beauty of that movie. It's a window into a sick culture that doesn't exist anymore. It's almost primitive. I don't think anyone lives like that anymore. I imagine everybody has plumbing now, don't they?
In America?
Yeah.
I would have to vote no. I would have to vote no.
You're like harshing my buzz, dude. Just say yes and get back to making jokes. You don't think everyone has plumbing in America?
I don't believe everyone has plumbing in America.
I'm not counting homeless people.
No, I'm not
Clearly
counting
they don't have
either.
plumbing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people like with dwellings. They don't have plumbing.
I
You think there are
bet
people
you.
in this country that have 4 roofs, 4 walls and a roof? 4 roofs. Imagine that.
Yeah.
4 roofs, no walls. And they may not have
I believe that there are people who probably still don't have plumbing.
Do you think I'm sheltered?
I'm sure the people who don't have plumbing think you're sheltered. I don't think there's like, you know, a vast majority, but I would say that
There are a
there's
percentage?
some people out there, yeah. Some people are probably willingly doing it also.
Why?
To be off the grid, although you can dig a well.
What do you mean off the grid?
Off the grid is the grid meaning like electricity tapped into like city sewer, attached to city sort of energy,
Right.
sewage,
Right.
and water.
Right. So the idea is that, we're doing it again. The idea, but I find it interesting. The idea, if you want to jump off the grid, it's not enough to like tear up your credit card and shit, you gotta turn your water off?
Yeah, you're still technically on the grid.
Are you really?
Yeah, if you turn up your
But is
credit
it
card,
legal to
then you're
turn-
just using cash.
Is it legal to turn your, if you own a dwelling, don't you pay like insurance on the property taxes and shit?
You play, yeah, sure.
But can you legally say like, I want to turn my plumbing off, I don't want your plumbing?
Well, if you stop paying your water bill, then actually it'll turn your water bill off. You could call if you wanted to.
You gotta know,
It happens all the time.
you have such an insight into just the mundane that I'm like, wow, I hadn't thought about that. You're absolutely
Yes,
right.
everything, all of your utilities, as they're called here in America, if you do not pay for them, they will be turned off.
Now, but did you ever go through with the solar thing that you were talking about?
I have not, no.
But we have spoken about that. At one point, I think we did. You had this notion, it's a good notion, it's a cool idea, where
I created solar energy. I created a giant ball of fire.
one day we were talking, and it was
Space.
just like, imagine if we harnessed the sun. And I was like, wow, what an original idea. You were talking about putting these solar things on your house that like the government or LA or California finances or something.
There's two ways. You can do full solar power, which would be off the grid, meaning that you have to actually have a generator. You have to have panels and a generator, and then you actually generate your own power. But you can actually put solar power on your house and then plug it into the grid. So you are not paying for power, but you are feeding the grid.
So then would you technically still be on the grid?
You know, I think, you know, there's a debate. I'm sure it's like,
Is there really? Who's debating?
it's urban on the grid.
But who's debating it?
You know, people who are off the grid.
People who are off the grid but want to use solar energy.
Exactly.
Now, but the idea behind plugging it back into the grid when using the solar energy is that the more solar energy that you're collecting, that you're feeding back into the grid, the less you're paying on your electric bill.
It's cheaper to do it that way because
Yes.
you don't have to, there's way more equipment that comes into actually generating and harnessing and distributing your own power, which would be off the grid. If you do it this way, you just have to literally buy the solar panels and then they hook it into the grid. And then how much power you generate versus how much power you use equals your bill. But you don't actually ever get money back.
This is normally the shit that
Yeah.
I cut out. Still very interesting though, and all important to know. So
So if I was a
if you want to
12-year-old
truly drop off the
coal
grid,
miner,
we'll get there. We'll
Okay,
get
we'll
there.
come back.
If you want to truly drop off the grid, then you would have to generate your own electricity and your own plumbing. You don't even have to generate the plumbing, right? That's really kind of an
water
extravagant
is not that hard depending where you are, like digging a well and actually having your own
We could just go
self-sustaining
buy a couple
system.
bottles of water.
Sure, I mean, that's a little less.
Like, because we're talking about going off the grid, not going native. You're just trying to get the government off your fucking back.
To
and
not
off their
actually,
grid.
yes, exactly.
So,
Be
but you can still go
self-generating.
fucking shop, but you just gotta use cash.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if off the grid means you don't have a credit card. It just means that you're generating all your own
Well, I mean,
power.
if there's a credit card, then they're finding you, then you're on the grid. Doesn't off the grid mean that we can't find him, he's off the grid?
Well, I would say with Google Maps.
But only if you have, like, I can't find you through Google, like fucking Tommy Lee Jones and Men in Black, where I'm like, Scott Mosier.
Sure, but it's
Like, if I don't know where you are, you're off the grid. If I can't track you through your,
But
credit
if I
cards
build
or
a dome,
paying your
if I
toilet.
actually build a house,
Yes.
like in a set place, then my ability to stay unknown for a long period of time will greatly be reduced.